The year 2022 in the beginning itself was not so promising for startups. And it's not the question of these startups which are new, but the startups which are very well funded. They started to fire people and downsizing. Now, why did this happen, and why is this downsizing happen for brands which are very promising and which are well known and which are very well funded? You'll be surprised to know the reasons, and you'll understand when I give you a clear cut analysis. And these analyses are done by many experts. I'm presenting to you some of the reasons why these startups, which are very well funded, started to fire people. You must all have seen in newspapers that how firing has been happening, and this has affected most of the brands. You will be surprised to know the name of the brands which I'm going to talk. Brands like Unacademy. Now, in the educational sector, Unacademy is very trusted, and of course, Byju's. These two brands alone have fired a lot of people. They started to streamline the team, and this was happening a lot. Similarly, the most promising brand like Trell, which was very promising, and also Meesho, which is into e-commerce, and this also started to downsize their employees, and this was happening, and in the first half itself around 15,000 employees from different brands in India in the startups, which are very well funded startups, have started to fire their employees. Isn't it, shocking? Isn't it surprising? I was really surprised and shocked to know all this, and I did a clear cut analysis of why this was happening even for the brands which are well funded. Now, let's take in the educational sector itself. What happened was they started during the pandemic, even before pandemic, if you see, there was this trend of online education was the trend during the pandemic. And what happened was the brands like Byju's and Academy and many other brands, they started to do hiring lot of teachers who are not the professional teachers, but someone in from ex-IITs and rank holders and all this. They started to hire them because there was lot of enrollments of students for learning online, right? Because it was pandemic and people were enrolling their kids to join in many academies and many online schooling, online teaching. So what happened was when this online trend was going on, these brands started to hire a lot of people. And what happened when they started to hire many people, and now when the things are settled and when schools and colleges are reopened, these students have, you know, backed out. And what happens when you don't have enough students and you have a lot of people to teach? That's when these firings have started. Now, similar thing has happened in Meesho and the brands like Trell, which has declared in the first quarter itself that it has incurred 78.4 crores of loss. Now, these brands also started to take the pandemic and utilize for them, and they started to hire lots and lots of people across India for different sectors, whether it is consumer care or whether it is for, as a many other names like creative team or marketing team. They started to hire many people for digital content creation and many other things. Now, what happened was, once the thing, when a brand loses its what you say is credibility or trust from the consumers, and especially some brands lose it because they are not able to serve the customers with the proper products, and they started to have every seller in the inside the app. Like, if you take Meesho, if you I will take an example of a brand like Meesho, because what they started to do is they started to take every third seller in as a part of them, and they didn't do a proper analysis of these sellers, and these sellers started to give products which are not to the quality and pricing. So what happens is, when you lose the trust and the credibility, people stop buying from that particular brand, and that's what the sorry state of situation arises to these startups. Though they are well funded, though they have a very good brand name, people started to know Meesho very fastly, and they advertised a lot. They spent a lot of marketing. They spent a lot of budgets on marketing, and this has helped them initially. But in the long run, it started to dilute, because you're spending more on marketing, and then when you don't get that kind of revenue, you start to lose. You don't have any other choice, but when you have to let go people, and that's the first thing which any brand does, because they have to let go people when there is no enough money to provide or run the brand. So that was happening. And even for that matter, brands like Ola and brands like, Juice, and these are some of the startups which are very popular, but then, and which are very well funded, but then they started to fire. Around 6,000 people were fired in such top startup brands. And this is a sorry state. In the first half itself, many people have lost their jobs, and in the long run, it's going to be more. Experts are predicting around 60,000 of employees are going to lose their jobs. Now, what are these brands going to do when such layoffs are going to happen, and how they are going to run with the lesser people? Now, for this, there is a solution, which is that they're coming into the module which is called as consultant contract module, which means that they will hire people who are freelancers, who are consultant based, and they will come for the particular project, finish it, and then go. So they don't have to pay them a lot of money, even if they paid that was for the particular time or particular period, a year or 2 years, or even for that matter 6 months, or even that for that matter one particular quarter. Now, in that way, the brands are saving money, and then the consultant uh, is also happy, because he or she is getting time to work somewhere else. Constantly they are available in 2 3 brands. So this is a module which they have found in the startups, to have people at the same time. They don't have to spend a lot in hiring people. So these modules are going to be more in the next year or so. And if you're an employee of a startup, and it's the right time that you find a better job, and you be start try to do something which gives you a stable income. And in the future, it's going to be more of a consultant contract based module, which lots and lots of brands, which not even the startup brands, but also many brands are going to look in the new future. So this is my analysis with whatever I have done, and which I have seen in the progress in this particular year of 6 months. We have crossed almost sixth, and we are in the seventh month. And I have seen with these analysis, I want to tell people, the employees, and um, unfortunately, the employees are going through a very bad phase, who have been fired or lay off, or whatever name you call it. So they should understand the reason behind it, and what is the scenario in future if they are still employees in such startups. So that's the reason behind it. So this is my analysis. Until next time, take care, bye bye, and keep watching my videos. I'll be bringing you different topics which I feel I have an expertise in it. Until next time, take care, bye bye.